Welcome into Coach and Bro.
Oh, and look who's at it again. Our incredibly busy day coming out of BTT Studios continues. A big time thank you to those of you who tuned in today for Coach and Company. Coach and Company, the podcast for Off the Ropes on Sirius XM channel 156. We have this show, and then don't forget the Monday Night Grind coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, getting you set for the last game of week number 10, I believe this is, the Eagles and the Packers. Now, we've been very busy here at this brand the last 5 days, gone viral all over the place with the Karrion Kross and Scarlett interview. But you know I don't do the show by myself. I'm the coach side of things. The bro side of things, of course, I'm talking about my guy from russosbrand.com and now JWC. I'm seeing your ugly mug all over social media.
I'm everywhere, Coach. I'm everywhere.
Everywhere. And you're telling the people one take. That's how you grow a young.
Exactly. Yes. You saw that, Coach. I said that to you. I didn't want to hear a mamby-pamby. Oh, I'm 25. I've been around the world 18 times. Oh, what I had to go. You're 25 years old. What the heck? You haven't even wiped your own behind at 25 years old, Coach, for crying out loud.
Now, if you're going to call out somebody on your show, then damn it, I'm going to call you out on our show.
Go for it.
Now, everybody in the chat, on your way in, hit the like button for us. Helps the show grow. And Vince, I think I would feel comfortable saying that our content has been shared millions of times since the interview last week with. Would you feel comfortable saying that?
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. They've been all over every website. We did the greatest interview with them, and it was amazing. So, again, thank you for that. So you and I have had so many warm, fuzzy feelings. I really felt like I've been very supportive of the JWC
very
venture.
Very much so, yes.
You've missed a couple of shows. I haven't said anything.
Yeah.
Have I not?
You have not. Very supportive, Coach.
Thank you. I'm trying, and the whole team is supportive. But damn it. I draw a line.
Go ahead, Coach.
I draw a line when on our busiest day of the week, when Tommy Carlucci says, Coach, you need me for a third Monday in a row? No. Vince is going to be here. No questions asked. He's got all the time in the world. Until 15 after the hour, when you have to do what, Vince? What's going to take you away from this responsibility?
Princess Penelope needs her allergy shot today.
What is the name of your dog?
Coach,
what is the name of your dog?
Princess Penelope. Hey, you want to laugh even more, Coach? Listen to this rib.
Of course I do.
Listen to this rib. So, my dog's, a bulldog, itching a lot. It's allergies, right? So I bring it to the vet. She's got to get an allergy shot, but you got to give her the allergy shot in 2 parts. I think I had to leave one of our shows a month ago to get the first allergy shot. So, Coach, the first allergy shot is $1.25. So then they said you got to come back in about 6 weeks, whatever, give her the second allergy shot. Now, Coach, wouldn't you figure that you're getting 2 allergy shots for $1.25 for a dog? Isn't that
no? Nobody would ever assume that. You pay for one, then you pay for the other. Everybody knows that, Vince.
Coach, I wouldn't give myself an allergy shot for $250, Coach. And Coach, and then they give you this. Well, it's $250, and just so you know, it may or may not work, Coach. It may or may not work for $250.
Please tell me. You're not one of those owners like I used to be years ago. It got me in a lot of trouble, I might add. Because when I was dating my now ex-wife, we had a golden retriever. And I went out on WWE, and she called me. She goes, hey, I got the dog at the vet. It's going to cost a little bit. She had already spent the money. $3,000 on this dog, okay? And I wasn't even married to her yet. So, Vince, I said to her, do you know how many golden retrievers we can buy with $3,000?
Well, Coach, I hate to break the news to you, but Princess Penelope has had not one, but 2 eye surgeries that cost quite a bit of money, Coach.
Wow. And you're still married, so clearly you haven't ran your mouth like I did. But we have an hour and 10 minutes or so. I already had my first text from producer man. So we also have somebody in the chat, Vince, and this is what we're going to do right now. It's Deal Sway I'm sure he's not the only one. He said, hey, yo, Coach and Vince, how do I add a super sticker? So tell the good people how they can be a part of the show. And then I actually don't even know how to do it. If somebody in the chat can help him or her out, I'd appreciate it. But Vince, how can they be a part of the show?
Yeah, guys, that's how you become part of the show, man. Super sticker or donation, because Coach and I, believe it or not, are working. We'll get you right up on the screen. Anything over $5, you'll become part of the conversation. You'll become part of the show. And Coach, what happens if it's $10 or more?
If it is $10 or more, you get a spot on Thursday's Wheel of Doom. And that's right. We put a wheel up. If you give 20, ask anybody in the chat. You get 2 spots. It goes. We have a winner. There is the Wheel of Doom right there. Clearly, Double D is not producing tonight. That will spin on Thursday, and the winner gets a free piece of merch right now. It's a Mamby Pamby t-shirt, and we waste no time. We give you the email. You send it in. We send it to you. But all we ask is you send us a picture. That's it. We've had so many winners already. We've had a couple of pictures. So, by the way, Producer Man said there's a little money icon next to the chat. If you want to do a super sticker, you can do it there. All right. So on Mondays, we go as they come because we're not on Stadium. First one, after Cena is done, the only match I want to see is The Rock versus the King of Pops in a creative on a pole match. Hard to believe Cena's almost. That'd be pretty funny.
I like that. Can you imagine a match where they're fighting over the creative control of the company? That would be brilliant.
That would be very, very brilliant.
Yes.
It really, really would be. It really would be. Vince, and this is actually very interesting because the smartest mark alive is going to get 3 spots on Thursday's Wheel of Doom because he just did a what we call a mid-carder, a $30 super sticker. He says, although he is part owner of TKO, do you think Rock is sitting back and laughing at the current product, dwindling attendance with third-field arenas and lowest ratings of all time? If he cared, he would have stepped in by now. Interesting take. What do you think, Vince?
I would not be surprised if that's what The Rock wasn't doing at all, because I think, Coach, we can agree as we look back, there was a time where they pissed The Rock off. and I think Rock said, okay, you don't need The Rock. You don't need to listen to The Rock. Let's just sit back and see what happens. I wouldn't doubt that for a second.
People have to be foolish to think that at some point in 2025, at some point, he was there for the launch of Netflix. He got a $40 million payment to be on the board of directors. This is not Coke. This is not Google. You don't pay guys to sit there and not participate. You pay the biggest star that ever was in the squared circle, or one of the two. You pay him $40 million for him to be active, Vince. The fact that he showed up and said, hey, I was just here to sell tickets, and we haven't seen him other than on 2 podcasts, 2, and that was it. That's alarm bells, Vince. Why are we the only ones talking about it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach, again, I'll go to the show Unreal. Watch the show Unreal. He was active at one point, Coach. He was clearly active. They showed him active. And, you know, as we said, there was a point where everything seemed to go sour. Unfortunately, I know we're going to be getting into this. I think John Cena was the person who paid dearly for that. But, yeah, for Rock to be sitting back and watching this all come crashing down, that wouldn't surprise me for a second.
I agree with you. One more, and then we'll get into our first topic. Varsity VA 943. You get a spot on the Wheel of Doom. Said the Attitude Era has turned into the Satitude Era. Congratulations, Vince, on JCW.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And listen, man, people, if you're watching Raw tonight and you are bored 10 minutes in, like if I was a betting man, that's what I would bet on. Switch over to JCW Lunacy, man. Check it out.
All right. Very good. Brian says, Coach, we need 10 sponsorships and $5,000. Charge these people on YouTube for watching, plus Vince, great JCW show, but get those boys in the gym. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to charge people. Although I will tell you this, that we're going to start this probably the first of the year because you and I are super busy right now. But we're going to start watch-alongs.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it with things that Vince was a part of, that he wrote on, that led to matches that he was a part of. I can't wait, Vince, to have you have the video going. Hopefully we can do it that way. And then you're talking over at what led to that. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Coach, I'm gonna sit here and tell you what I am excited about. Because, Coach, I tell people this all the time. They really find it hard to believe. When I left WWE, I didn't watch WWE anymore because I was busy working. I was actually working. So, Coach, I didn't see any of your run. And that is what I am looking forward to more than anything. And I mean that as an absolute shoot. I cannot wait to see the coach in action.
All right, so producer man says we will be able to do watch-alongs that way, where it's up on the screen. He figures all this stuff out. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. He's already gathering videos. And for all the matches that I had, my pay-per-views, my Royal Rumbles, I think that would be a good 4 or 5 weeks of content.
That'd be great. Oh, come on.
Double D said, and I don't know if I believe this, Vince, because we know how Double D can be. He said he has already grabbed my tables match with John Cena, and it's ready to go.
Oh, I cannot wait to see that. And I truly, truly mean that. And here's the great thing. I'm going to be watching a lot of this stuff for the first time. So you are going to get a true response from me.
I want you to be honest, too. If you think something sucks, say that you think it sucks.
Bro, come on. I responded truthfully when you got the mist. You sold that mist like nobody's ever sold that mist, Coach.
I just wonder, having watched you with the young lady last week on JCW. What am I saying that right? JCW.
Yeah. JWC Championship Wrestling. JCW.
They wrote JWC in here. That's what messed me up. Yeah, JCW. Yeah. As I'm watching you walk into a pre-tape, and you didn't even stop rolling tape. You just started yelling at her. Then she went back at you. I wonder what you would have done with things like that with Tajiri. Would you have come in the middle of it? Then I would have to take a shower, do it. Like that was I was known as One Take Coach.
Yeah.
That was my nickname, One Take Coach.
I got to tell you though, Coach, her response was amazing to me. Amazing to me. Because I did not tell her I was going to do that. She was cutting a regular wrestling promo, and I knew immediately what road she was going down. And I'm like, listen, not on my watch. So I busted it just like you saw it. She reacted. She was really pissed off that I busted it. But my point is, if you push them, this is some of the magic you can get, Coach, rather than give them a piece of paper like they're a Muppet. Here, you've got to read exactly this. No, play with them. She did a phenomenal job with that.
I thought she did too. I really, really did. All right, if you want your super sticker to be read, you can send them in throughout the show. We've got Double D and Producer Man on that. They will text it to me, and we'll factor it into the show. So, Vince, you know what is tonight. Tonight is what should be. In my head, tonight's John Cena's last night. I don't care about next week. I don't care about December 13th. Tonight is the night. They are basically sold out, pretty close. Not completely, I might add, but they're close enough to call it a sellout. And I had a bunch of people on my radio show a few minutes ago, and they're like, oh, Coach, I don't know why you keep saying that John Cena would be pissed off or that John Cena should feel disrespected. And I tell people this, Vince, if you put in 30 years and you help build a company from worth $100 million to over $1 billion, you deserve a little something extra. You deserve for that company not to call the city and go, oh, you want to host this? Then you got to pay us X amount of dollars. Because guess how many people are coming into Boston for multiple days to give that money back to the city? Nobody. These are all locals. These are all Boston people that supported him his entire career. So to not have his last night tonight, I think is a complete injustice. And I hope that I feel differently after the show airs tonight.
God, Coach, I hope so too. Really, for John Cena's sake, I really hope so. But I don't honestly know what they can do at this point. I mean, you talk about too little, too late. We should have been going on into this thing with Cena being on fire. This should have been on fire. Whatever the angle was, tonight's show should have been so anticipated because something was going to happen. But instead, we're tuning in hoping something happens. Man, I agree with you 1,000%, Coach. I think Cena deserved a lot better.
It's a great, great, great point because it's like a crescendo for everybody
Yeah.
watching. You want
Mhm.
this things like this you don't get very often. I mean, you don't get a full year to plan something like this. John Cena did not have to give them the heads up. He did not have to go to them and say, "Hey, listen, 2025 is going to be it." To me, and you're seeing more and more of this. It's not just our show. You're seeing other people going, "Wait a second, maybe those guys are right over there. Maybe that show is right over there." You saw what Carrie and Scarlett said last week. Why did they come on this show, Vince? What did they tell us before we started the show that was not a part of the broadcast?
Oh my God, Coach, you're asking a 64-year-old man to remember what
No,
happened last
what
week.
I said. Remember I asked her. I said, "Why did you decide to come on and you both sit down together?" And she said, "You guys are straight shooters.
Yeah,
You're not going to throw any bullshit out there. No gotcha questions. We just want to tell your story." Did she not say that?
1000%. Yes.
1000%.
And
And I
Coach,
think,
yeah,
yep,
my
yeah.
rule of thumb, the way I feel as strongly as I do, because my rule of thumb in writing, and you've heard me say this all the time, is set the table, set the table, set the table, set the table. Cena's in Boston. This table should have been set months ago.
Months
They
ago.
should have built this for a moment where tonight that place would have exploded. And who knows, Coach? You know we always give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve. But like you said, you used the word crescendo, and that's what this should have been.
Now, Vince, I would also never accuse WWE, Triple H, the creative, of ever taking any of my ideas. I mean, you and I, we have so many, we give them away for free. But here's what happened this afternoon. And you tell me, in fact, can I get the my favorite sounder, please? Vince, can I get my favorite sounder, please?
My favorite sounder. Oh, I got a couple of them.
The conspiracy theory.
Oh, okay, that one. Okay, because
Yeah, that one.
I was ready to give you the Jaguar speech, but they've crapped the bed the last 4 weeks. All right, hold on.
Yeah, that's another story from yesterday that
All
I'll
right,
get
here
into.
we go.
Okay.
Hold on, Coach. You got it right here. Here we go.
So, Vince, think about this. My show is 2 to 4 Eastern time on Sirius XM, channel 156. And I don't know the exact time, but it was after 2 o'clock Eastern this afternoon. We did an entire first segment. Do you know what I said, Vince?
Let's hear it, Coach.
So Tommy Dreamer asked me, how would you lay out the show tonight? And I said, well, if it's me, I'm having him come out right at the beginning of the show, and I'm prepping the crowd before they go on the air. And I'm telling them, we need you all to stand up, look towards the entrance, so when they come on with no music, they do the scan around. Michael Cole or Joe Tessitore, who's ever, I'm assuming probably Cole will do the show tonight. By the way, it'll be Cole tonight. And then I said, about 10 seconds in, it's that awkward silence. And then boom, here comes John Cena's music. And he comes out and opens the show. Tommy Dreamer said, no. You put him at the last. You got to, whatever you do, you go off the air with John Cena. I said, well, you can do both, but do you know that maybe 20 minutes after I laid out the whole thing, WWE and Adam Pearce put out a video or a statement? Guess who's opening the show tonight, Vince?
I would guess Boston, John Cena night, Sami Zayn.
Very close. Very close. But why did it take till after I laid out the entire scenario for them to announce it? Is that not a conspiracy theory to you?
Yeah, let me hear it again, Coach. Yes. I'm hoping. I really, Coach, listen, you know I'm not very fond of the creative. But I love John Cena. He's the one guy I never got to work with. I always wished I could have worked with. I got so much respect for the guy. I am really hoping they pull something out their backside. I really, honestly, truly am.
I traveled with him. I've been in the ring with him. I love him. The way he treats people, the way he treats children, the way he treats the business, like everything he's ever done. And I'm not saying that he doesn't done some things. We all have, where you're like, 62-page letter to live in his house. Little strange, but hey, that has nothing to do with wrestling. Everything John Cena is, for people watching right now, take it from me, is everything that you get every time you see him. Vince, when he wanted to take his his career seriously. Remember back in the day, it was always the shorts and the T-shirts, and that's how he would walk around. Then all of a sudden, have we seen him in the last 10, 15 years in any sit-down interview without a full suit on?
No.
Why does he do that?
Well, he's a movie star now.
He's a movie star now, and every time that he's on camera, he takes it seriously, whether it's the Van Vliet podcast or whether it is a Honda commercial or whatever it is, he always looks the part, and he feels like the suits really help him with that. But do you know where he gets his suits, Vince?
Let's hear it, Coach.
There is a guy in Pittsburgh who started a company from scratch. David Allen is his name. And David Allen was toiling around for years and years, and Cena was like the first guy that would buy suits from him. And they had some issues at the beginning, but then they really took off. And Cena wanted to make sure that the business grew, so he's always gotten his suits from him.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And now he dresses the Steelers, he dresses the Penguins, he dresses all those guys,
and
and his company is thriving.
Yeah.
But Cena was super loyal about that.
Coach, you want to hear something really interesting about tonight?
Always.
We all know the ratings on Raw have not been, blockbuster as of late. Let's just say that to be nice, okay?
Yes.
They've not been good. We know that.
Correct.
With that being said, this is real interesting, and this is what scares me a little bit. Because if they are going to pull a rabbit out of their hat, say it is going to be a Rock, say it is going to be an Edge, with where their ratings are right now, Coach, they should not be kayfabing that.
I could not agree more.
If they have a huge surprise, you've got to tell your audience. That's the part that scares me. It doesn't scare me too much because, Coach, things that are obvious to you and I, they don't understand. But they really need a ratings boost. And if, like I said, they are going to pull a rabbit out of their hat, that should have been promoted.
Well, we joke a lot that he's the king of pops, that they book things so they can get a pop. Here's the mistake. If they're holding a big surprise back tonight that is something like that, is that you're going to get the pop both ways. You're going to get it if you announce it or if you don't announce it. If it's that big of a deal, Vince, then tell the crowd the anticipation and then the pop will come. You're not going to lose anything because of that at all.
You're not going to lose it. You're not going to lose anything at all. And again, Coach, I'm going to go back to Netflix. Say they do have a surprise and they don't advertising. Netflix isn't going to be happy about that after the fact. Netflix has to say, you had so-and-so in your hip pocket and you didn't tell anybody?
And the crowd is not going back to watch the on demand on Netflix. Where are they going to go to watch The Rock or whoever the big surprise would be? Where would they go?
They're going to go to YouTube and watch the 3-minute and 30-second clip.
You're damn right. They don't get on-demand people at Netflix, and I think that was a calculated mistake by the Netflix. If WWE knew this, they weren't going to tell Netflix because Netflix was blinded by we got to get into the live event game no matter what, and they didn't put anything. And we've already talked to Chris McCumber right here. They don't put anything into those contracts, so you are what you are, and that's been a calculated mistake. So if Rock shows up tonight, or Brock, and this is the other question, Vince. If you're a local Boston celeb, or you're even worse or better, you're a close family friend, do you feel like you need to go to both nights, or is tonight the show you pick over December 13th?
Oh God, that's a great question. But Coach, I would have to say tonight. I would. Tonight's like a. My God, man, I can still remember 1973. I could still remember Willie Mays' retirement speech. I can still remember. That's what tonight is. That is really what it is. This really, he's got a month to go, but this is Boston, man. This is where it all started. This is really the retirement. This should have been a party. This should have been a celebration. They should have been bringing out Big Papi. Everybody you can imagine that represents Boston. But we didn't get any of that. And again, Coach, I always give them the benefit of the doubt. So maybe we might get that. But this should have been a huge celebration.
So that kind of is where I want people watching, and our numbers are growing so much. So there's a lot of new people here, and hopefully you understand what we're about. We're not breaking down segments on Raw or SmackDown, but we want people to understand kind of where the wrestlers are and where they come from. Vince, if this was a Rock, This Is Your Life, or whatever it is, to me, I would have had one person working with Cena from January all the way through to make
Absolutely.
all of these appearances very special. The fact that if Dirty Dom, there's been rumors that it'll be Dom, that Cena will wrestle tonight, and it'll be Dirty Dom who's getting ready to be the biggest babyface in the WWE. If if I'm Dirty Dom, then I want to have a bunch of celebrities to make fun of from Boston. Take that low hanging fruit. This is the only time it's all going to come together. So Big Poppy, maybe a Big Patriots. You're not going to get Tom Brady, but maybe you could get Tom Brady.
Yep.
And you're getting all of these Boston. They come out, and all of a sudden, Dirty Dom comes out and ruins a legendary party by lying, cheating, whatever. But we haven't heard any celebrities or any athletes even say they're going to be there tonight.
And Coach, here's where people, they want to doubt us, because what Coach and I really look at, I do anyway. I'm not going to speak for Coach. Here's the first thing I always look at, Coach: logic. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at everything that you've just said, and I'm looking at the head of creative. And I'm supposed to believe there's not any type of heat or animosity there. If John Cena were my friend and my colleague and my pal, this would have been a night to remember. I would have pulled out every stop.
Every
What I'm talking about. So when Coach and I see the obvious, we're not supposed to sit here and say, does Triple H have heat with John Cena? Does John Cena have heat with Triple H? We're not supposed to ask that question?
Of course we are, because that's what our show is. And also, let's connect a couple more of the dots, Vince. The Rock showed up a couple weeks ago to promote his movie on the Kelsey podcast. And they asked him directly about John Cena and his last match. And he joked around. He's like, yeah, it could be me. It could be me. It could be me. But the one thing that I took out of that interview, he said, whatever John wants, John gets. He's earned that. That's a direct quote.
Yeah.
Not my words, The Rock's words on the Kelsey podcast. So, Vince, do you really believe that they walked up to Cena 2-3 months ago? Because this Raw's only been booked for a month. It wasn't booked back in April or May, a month ago. 6 weeks. Do you really think Cena said, oh, I get whatever I want? So let's do Boston on Monday, and let's do my last night in that wrestling hotbed, Washington, D.C.
Guys, if you want me to break down what we're saying, think about it this way. Triple H is the guy in charge. Triple H oversees creative. Take John Cena out of that spot and put Shawn Michaels in that spot. Are you going to sit there and tell me this would have been the same presentation had that been Triple H's buddy Shawn Michaels? I severely doubt it.
Vince, they would have had him coming in from the top of the arena on the thing, just like he did at WrestleMania 20 years ago. They would have reenacted all of the great moments, or some of the great moments that he had over time.
Yep.
And so far, I interviewed Kurt Angle 3 weeks ago on Off the Ropes on Sirius, and we're like, are you going to be there? He's like, nobody's called me. He had his first match. I said, could you be in a gauntlet match? He goes, Coach, I'm in no condition to wrestle at this point in my life. But how do you not call the man who had his first match ever, and that John Cena in the package that he just voiced was like, basically, I want to do what Kurt Angle did for me. Give somebody the rub. Throw somebody into a tournament that maybe you don't think about. And so I'm expecting all the names that are being announced to be like a Leon Slater from TNA, or a Javon Evans, or somebody he can get in there and give the massive rub to. And tonight, so we're launching this tonight, Vince. Sheamus and Shinsuke is the first tournament matchup. Rusev and Damian Priest and these, I know 2 of the 4, never met Shinsuke. Damian Priest, for all I know, is a great dude. nothing to do with them personally. But Vince, let's be honest, if I'm announcing and the first thing out of the gate is this for, how excited am I in for a tournament? But I'll take you a step further. They announced for Friday, Jey Uso, The Miz. I actually like that one. And then you got LA Knight against a mystery opponent that we won't find out until SmackDown goes on the air on Friday. Is this how you would have done it if you were writing this show with this tournament?
Absolutely. Like I said, Coach, I keep using the same word over and over and over again. Like this night would have been an absolute celebration, and there wouldn't have been a tournament because, first of all, I could tell you firsthand, tournaments do not draw. You have tournaments when you lack creative. That's why you have tournaments. But, Coach, you are the betting man.
Yes.
This is the part that's going to be hysterical.
Tell me.
You said Cena's coming out at the top of the show.
He is.
What's the over or under that Triple H is in the middle of the ring introducing John Cena? Come on, Coach.
Why do you have to do this to me? Why?
Coach, you know that's going to happen. You know it.
Can I reenact what that might look like at the beginning of the show tonight?
Do. Yes.
Lights down. Boston. Are you ready? And then the pop goes for John Cena, and they lose it because the pop is going, and as he says, John Cena.
When does he spit the water? Before?
Well, that's with his entrance. He still has to have his entrance, but that's before they go on the air. Yeah, he's not going to get the entrance on the air to take away from Cena. He's not going to go that far.
Yeah, you know Triple H is going to be right in the middle of that ring to open up the show and intro him. You know it.
You always have to do this to me. Oh my goodness! But I think you're probably right.
Who I would have introduce him if it were me is his dad. That's who I would have introduce him.
Tell me why you would do that tonight instead of the last night.
That's a special moment. That is a special moment. This kid grew up in Boston as a toddler. He wanted to be a wrestler, and his father was there to, push him along and give him the guidance. That's the moment to me. The dad introduces him. Cena comes out. That's a very, very, very emotional moment. We're going to get tears. We're going to get a real emotion. We're going to get verklempt. But we're going to get Boston. Are you ready?
Man, I'm starting to get emotional thinking about it because if he's standing there and his dad's a super cool guy, super good dude, he's like everybody else. He's a middle-class guy who just tried to do his best and raise Cena and his brothers. That's who he is. Yep. Can you imagine? Boy, he'd be a nervous wreck standing there. It comes up, ladies and gentlemen, my son.
Yeah.
John Cena. Oh, yeah. My son.
That's it.
Oh my God. I feel like The Rock right now. Like
that's real emotion, man. That's what we always talk about here, Coach.
Wow.
Enjoying the show?
Hey, Adam. What was that?
Enjoying the show?
Yes, Trips. We're enjoying the show. I'll tell you what, Adam Pierce, I know you're sitting in a bus somewhere, Proddy Cody's, and you're watching the show right now. You can take that idea too. You can have it. You can have it. The Vince doesn't care. Take the dad idea. You already took my opening the show idea, so that's all right. If you'd like us to write the rest of the show, call us.
I love the question.
I knew you would. A couple other. Let's get to a couple super stickers. Let's go to this one. Let's go to Catman 580. Vince needs to see Rock Hogan at WrestleMania 18. It's a classic and way better what we see now. You've never seen that.
Still have not seen it to this day. Still have not seen it.
Well, when we do watch it, we're going to include my part in it.
Yeah,
I was on right before the match.
I'd love it. Love it.
I tell young cats all the time, you want to watch people control the moment and understand it's these two. I'll give Hogan his flowers. But it was mainly The Rock, but I'll give Hogan his flowers. Vince, it was over 10 minutes standing there, barking at each other, and none of us knew what was going on. And when I think about this story, I think about the levels in this game, and The Rock at this point was at the highest level. To change the entire match which involves moves and things you can't do as a heel that you can do as a babyface, and then wrestle for 40 minutes. Unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. It was
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, that's what I've heard. But still, again, I'd like to watch it though, where other people are watching with me, so they can get my true response. I don't want to watch it by myself, because I'd really like to watch it with some people.
Well, we're going to start that. We're going to be doing a bunch of them. We're already making a list. I got Double D working on the list, and we'll do them. They're going to be premium only, though. So you guys got to be premium members on this side, but we'll get to all that. The Great One says, can you guys explain what "you can't see me" means? I missed the entire Ruthless Aggression era as I lost interest after Rock left for Hollywood. Basically, to me, it's how you interpret it, Vince. But to me, it was always, you're not on my level. You can't see me because you're not on my level. Means I'm a level above you. That's what I always took away from it. And then he created all the different things out of it. But that's essentially what I always thought "you can't see me" means. Hey, have you ever thought about what it means to you?
Did we ever get an explanation from John Cena about that? I mean, because I
never
don't know. I have no idea.
I'd never ask him.
Wow, that's
just
interesting.
I just interpreted that myself. You can't see me, Okay. Let's go to Traffic Jam 17. Good afternoon, Coach and Vince. You guys are awesome. Thank you. John Cena's farewell tour has been wasted. This tournament is lazy booking, unfair for the viewers. I don't disagree with that.
I don't either.
I don't disagree with that. And now if they use Dom tonight, that means Dom, who right now is getting the biggest reactions in the entire business, he can't be a part of the tournament.
Coach, I'm going to tell you that I have to believe this. I have to believe this. I think Dom is just a smokescreen. They can't do that. They can't. That is nothing against Dom. Dom has an unbelievable career ahead of him, without a shadow of a doubt. This moment tonight is much bigger than that. I think it's a smokescreen. I'm hoping it's a smokescreen.
Okay. Well, Varsity VA 943, Spot on the Wheel of Doom, says, word is Cena will challenge Dominic for the IC title, making him a Grand Slam champion. Varsity, I don't know if he cares about that. Yeah. I really don't. What do you think, Vince?
But again, Coach, even if he doesn't, does creative think that's a big deal?
That's probably the more important question. Is can you imagine? Think about, I'm going to have my buddy Shane Hartline, who does videos of, and you're going to be in one of these, by the way. You're skirting it. You are skirting this right now. He keeps hitting me up for you to be in one of these.
I told
the writer's room.
Yes, I told you. I'd love to do that. Yes.
He told me it would be a full circle. This is a direct quote. A full circle moment if you, the greatest wrestling writer in the history of the business, was in a writer's room script for him and his comedy troupe, that a lot of what they do is from stuff you wrote or in the Attitude Era. And when you see them do it, Vince, and you watch it, you're like, that was really a storyline. And most of them events I was a part of.
Right.
And I'm like, we did that
and
got away with it and didn't go to jail.
Yeah, absolutely.
They did one on the birth of the hand with Mark Henry and what's her name? God rest
Mae Young.
Mae Young. I think back now, that was like a Tuesday. That was like a random Tuesday. We had them birth a hand. Think about that for a second.
You know whose idea that was, right?
It was yours?
No. Who was the writer after me that wrote for Letterman? God, I can't think of his name now. Great dude. He's a Hollywood writer. Great dude. His name's escaping me now. However, I had him on my show years and years and years ago because he came in on my tail end. So he was there when I left. So I had him on my show and he told me, bro, that was 1,000% Vince's idea. Vince thought that was the greatest thing. And they all sat around and looked at each other thinking it was a rib. But he said Vince was so excited about that. Man, Vince had a warped sense of humor sometimes, Coach, didn't he?
I was in the room for most of it. And when the crew would come back from shooting something like that, like the Katie Vick one, when the crew came back from that, their eyes were so big sometimes. They're like, Coach, you will not believe what we just shot. And then it would air on the show and be like, oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God. Couple other super stickers. Vince, Coach, I've done an AI short video on Tony Khan finds a new AEW championship belt out of a box of cereal. Figure you guys might like it. I'm sure I'd find it entertaining, Casey. You can DM me.
As a shoot there, he introduced another new belt, didn't he?
He did, the North American Championship. Vince, don't you dare disrespect 1986.
What is wrong? What is wrong with these people, Coach?
But he did it in a video with, I feel like we always have to say this because I've gotten heat that I have heat with Tony Khan over something ridiculous, and I always feel like we love Tony Khan, which we do.
Well, I love Tony Khan,
but it doesn't mean we're not going to comment on some of these things that his digital team. The other day, he did these videos in front of like the worst curtain at a bad, like a 1985 motel that has those old curtains. That was his background, Vince. And if you hit the video on social media, he's doing this. This they left in the video. Okay. Make sure you count me in.
Yeah, that was on Cast Ready the Marks.
You know what I'm talking. Yeah. If you're his digital team, how is that possible? How is that possible?
But Coach,
don't get mad at me or us for talking about it.
Can we talk creative TV for 1 second?
I would love to.
This is what blows me away, guys. And again, I'm coming from a writer's perspective. So Tony Khan now has another title.
Yes.
Okay? Guys, when you put the title on somebody, that is to elevate them. Okay, once that belt is around them, now you start elevating them. You use that belt to bring them to the next level. And if you guys want a history of that, just go back and look at the Intercontinental Championship in the 80s. That's how it was used. We put it on Savage. Now we built Savage to face Hogan. That's how the belt was used. Coach, I cannot tell you how many times, let's just go 5 years. How many times in the last 5 years did the WWE put a title belt on somebody, and while it was on them, they failed to elevate them whatsoever? We love Chelsea Green.
Love it.
They took the belt off Chelsea. They got it on Julia. They take the belt. While that belt was on Julia, did they build her, Coach, in any way, shape, or form?
I'll be honest. I didn't know half the time she was even the champion.
Guys, that's horrible booking. You use those belts to get people over. WWE has done that again and again and again. They put the belt on somebody and they do nothing with them when they have that title.
You're right. Or they don't have the title defended over. This is why I wish there was one set of titles for both brands. We don't need two female tag team championships. Tonight, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte are on Raw. That's great. That's fine. We don't need another tag team women's champion on Raw. Let them go back and forth. Yeah. Whoever the champions are, you're not asking them to travel to 2 shows a week forever. If I'm a champion, I'm happy to do it because I'm making more money and I'm good. I'm good. Smartest Mark alive. You might be the first person with 3 spots on the Wheel of Doom. He says, Cena has said all year his last match will be to elevate younger talent. You are correct. So far, everyone in it is either 40 plus or has been in WWE for a decade. It should all be younger guys showcased to get over. He's 1,000%, Vince, even in the voiceover to announce the tournament. He said, hey, could be some, basically saying it could be somebody that I'm going to give the rub to. But he's right. All 7 of these are at 40 years or higher. What would that do for, God bless him, Sheamus to be in this last match at 40 years of age?
Well, Coach, at this point, it's not going to do anything for a younger guy either because they missed the whole program. So a younger guy beats Cena 1 match? Austin Theory. What happened to Austin Theory after he beat John Cena? You're not going to elevate somebody after 1 match.
Oh my gosh, it's such a drop of the ball. Such a drop of the ball. Smart as Mark, you're absolutely right. We've got a lot more. We got a very active audience today, Vince. Very, very, very active. And then we got to get into quickly a Mark Shapiro, CFO, back in the news, commenting on Vince. By the way,
Oh, well, it's real quick because this whole Cena thing in Boston and the president, it's all been a downer. Could we have a little pick me up?
I would love to. What do you have in mind?
This is what we envisioned in January, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's happening here in September. Gonna go on forever!
Coach, I start pulling for the Jaguars and they crap the bet, Coach. Come on.
Yesterday was one of the worst bad beats you're ever going to see in your life. In your life, favored. They're up 29-23. 32 seconds to go in the game. They allow a touchdown, 30-29. Then on the last play of the game, Vince, fumble. The dude from Texans, takes it back to the house. No time left. They win by 7. They cover, and the Jags, who are up 19 points to start the fourth quarter. It was embarrassing. Yeah. It was embarrassing. But that did pick me up. Coach Sippin' Jamba Juice says Rock Hogan at WrestleMania 18 is overrated, Vince. It doesn't come close to Austin Brett. You want to fight right now? You want to fight right now, Jamba Juice? I'll fight. Let's go. I do love Austin and Brett, though. Don't get me wrong. Not disrespecting them. But I think the difference, Vince, is that Austin Brett was a great wrestling match. Yeah. Rock Hogan was a great event. Yes. It was a great storytelling.
Absolutely.
Jamba Juice, would that be fair?
Yeah.
I don't want to really fight you. But they were two different things.
Yeah.
But it somehow always comes back to Triple H because that was the night, Vince. If you ask Y2J, he will admit it was a mistake. I don't know if Hunter will. But they decided Triple H convinced Vince that the World Heavyweight title was the most important thing above all else. Guess who the World Heavyweight champion was that night?
Triple H.
Correct. So they decided in their infinite wisdom that would be the WrestleMania, that they would decide the title always had to go on last. Do you know how many people, if you walk up to them on the street, even that were there, can tell you that Triple H and Y2J wrestled after The Rock and Hogan that night? It happened, Vince.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's just, man, that's just sometimes where I really, really question Triple H. I just do sometimes, man.
I don't care how big my ego is. I know Rock and Hogan closes the show.
Yeah.
You can't follow that. It was 25 years in the making. You know, it was everything. And it was the way a promotion was supposed to be done.
Yeah.
And then the crowd, I went out on the floor. They were visibly exhausted.
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely.
Exhausted.
Absolutely, yeah.
They knew they had witnessed history, and then they go, oh, wait a second, World Heavyweight title match? Oh, here we go. You know, and it was what it was. Travis King, you got a spot on the Wheel of Doom. Guys, with what is planned for the rest of the tour, how should they book this to provide the best ending possible? Such a shame on how they did Cena. I mean, we're talking, Vince, 3 more appearances. What can they do at this point?
I don't know, man, because Coach, I'm still verklempt about the Brock thing. And I'm still holding out that Cena's going to get his comeuppance again. I'm still holding out for that because otherwise that made absolutely 0 sense.
I will go back to the Rock on Kelsey. John gets what John wants. Hey, how would you like to book that Brock match? I'm thinking 8,000 belly to backs. Match over. Oh, really? Okay, we can do that. Hey, Brock, this is what we want to do. It doesn't make any sense. No sense whatsoever.
No sense.
Awesome Sauce is a very interesting question, Vince, for you. He says, Vince, would you rather work for WWE or have Sean Sapp become a Giants fan?
Oh, I'd work for WWE in a minute. In a minute.
T. Dunn says Cena is credited the "You Can't See Me" hand gesture from Tony Yao in 50 Cent's "In the Club" video. His brother dated him to do it on TV.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds plausible.
It does sound plausible. It really, really does. Your boy Jimmy Fingers. He's up next. You Can't See Me always meant to me that I tapped out on WWE in the era and tuned into TNA on Spike TV. Very good.
Love
very
Jimmy.
good.
He's the best.
Whatnot 627. Stephen Flo and Cocaine are my favorite characters in JCW. Can't wait for Thursday to see what's next, especially for Cocaine.
I love those guys. I love Stephen Flo and I just love those guys. Guys, there's really good characters on that show. You got to check it out. Violent J did a great job developing characters, man.
I never thought that you're watching a video where your boy Vinny, what's his name?
Vito, Big Vito.
Big Vito. Boy, you gave him a lot of airtime.
Yeah.
My brother's got a lot of airtime. And he walks into the bathroom and Cocaine's in there, I guess, relieving himself, but he wasn't using.
Yeah, he was. He had it on the wrist. He was doing the old gimmick on the wrist.
Okay. I didn't, I haven't seen somebody do that in a minute. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Very, very good. Very good. I like the chemistry that you and who's the boss? Violent J.
Violent J, yeah.
You guys have a lot of back and forth too.
Yeah, he's a smart dude, man. He's a smart dude, Coach.
Yeah. And he does walk around in the makeup all day long.
Commit to the bit. Commit to the bit, Coach.
Commit to the gimmick.
That's
Commit to
it.
the gimmick. Robert Rose, you are on the Wheel of Doom on Thursday, my friend. You could have a Mamby Pamby t-shirt. Survivor Series was a great opportunity to merge all the titles, War Games, World title winner takes all, tag team titles, classic elimination match, and women's title, last women's day. What do you think about that?
I'm with you, Robert. I'm with you 1,000%. Robert, as a shoot, I mean, as a guy that, watches the show, I can't tell you who the champions are. As a shoot, there's too many. That's a shoot.
You need to stop it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that JD McDonough is still a champion.
No, he's not.
No, I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
They only twice in 3 months they defended those titles. Twice. From July to October. Twice. Don't need house shows, do we, boys?
Coach, can I ask you a serious question?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm being dead serious, guys. I am being dead serious.
Okay.
We know they sign these big deals one right after another. And every time we saw them signing these big deals, you and I both knew more content. Yeah. I know what goes into writing a show. You know what goes into producing a show. You did thousands of pre-tapes. We know what it takes. So we kind of saw the writing on the wall that this stuff was really going to be watered down because they got to create, so much content. Is there a part of you that feels a little sorry for them not really understanding what this was going to look like, for them not being realistic? Great, we got USA, we got ESPN, we got Saudi, we got Netflix, and not really comprehending the work involved. Is there a part of you that just a little bit feels bad for them?
No. I will tell you who I do feel bad for: the talent.
I feel bad. I feel bad for the fans.
Fans and the talent. Yeah. Because here's two things that if they were playing the long game, and I know they have $3 billion in debt, guess what? They're going to pay it off. At some point, they're going to pay it off. But the fact that they're trying to do it in a year or two is embarrassing. Because, Vince, if I was running TKO, the first thing I would have done would been like, we're signing $1 billion deal. All the talent's in a room. Guys, we're going to take care of you. We're redoing deals. We're introducing a revenue share model. We'll come up with your importance, but that's what we're going to do to make sure that when we make more money, you make more money. That hasn't been done yet at all. And then they come out and say, oh, well, not only that, but we're going to raise ticket prices, which goes against everything, Vince, that the fans are. Wait a second. You got these media deals. Why do you have to gouge us if you've got billions on both sides of the fence? That's where fans now, and we're starting to see it, Vince, and I feel like you and I are the leaders in this, that fans are, what do you say all the time to fans? As long as you still pay it, they're going to keep, right?
That's it.
But now, Vince, they're not paying it.
That's right.
Now, they're not even selling out 4,000 seat venues for SmackDown. 4,000.
Wow.
Last week was crazy. So Monday night, they only had 6,300 people at SmackDown, 6,300 people in the building Friday night. They played Raw last May in the same building in Greenville, South or North Carolina. They had over 10,000.
Wow. See,
6 months ago.
That's the stuff you got to look at. Those are the numbers you have to really look at year to year. That's really going to tell a story.
Year to year. How about May to October?
Yeah.
Or November? It's not even a year.
Yeah.
Your boy Jimmy Fingers, he wants another mamby-pamby t-shirt. I feel like if we have multiple winners, we got to give them something else.
Yeah.
So we got to find out. We haven't had multiple winners yet. Jimmy Fingers, one of our favorites, says, Vince, you have any interest in bringing Father James Mitchell back to work with that awesome Velcro wig he wore at TNA? He'd be a great character to rehab cocaine.
James Mitchell is a great talent. You talk about committing to the bit. He was one of the most underrated talents I've ever worked with in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is cocaine looking for rehab right now, or he doesn't think he has?
Because I basically had to call Vito off because I said, listen, he's a ratings draw. I could give a crap what he sniffs up his nose. It's got no impact on me. Let him do whatever he wants to do. He's ratings, coach. He's ratings.
Do you know that maybe 6 or 8 months ago, no, and maybe it was longer than that, I was doing a show and one of the videos came up and I had no clue it was JCW. Like zero clue. And I remember doing a video or saying something going, are you kidding me? There's a guy out there that his whole thing is cocaine. I remember doing that.
Yeah.
And then I had no clue that he was part of, and they were like, no, coach, it's this, it's that, it's this. So, but it was funny because I did that and I will own it. I will own it. Yeah. George Alvarez says, Vinny Ruru has had that hey nanny glow since he hasn't been contractually obligated to watch Raw and SmackDown every single week.
Let's just say that it is good to not have to watch it as closely as I did. It is refreshing, but listen, I'm interested to see what they do with Cena tonight. I'm not going to lie to you, and again, I'm not going to be rooting that they drop the ball because I care about John Cena. So I'm hoping they do John Cena right.
I really am too. It's more from my friendship than it is that I think it's going to be great for Monday Night Raw. I want them to do one night really, really well.
Yeah.
I want to remember that this is a company that you throw the TKO guys out and we can do something right.
Yes.
Please, let's do this right tonight. Please. Yep. And if it comes down to Vince where I hear, because we already know why they didn't do the last match. Boston wouldn't pay them enough. Whatever that number was, I don't want to know because it's going to piss me off even more. Mm-hmm. But if I find out that it was a money issue of why they don't have any celebrities or any extra stuff, that's really going to bother me.
Oh, God.
On the same week where last week they $1.2 billion in revenue for quarter number 3. For quarter number 3, over $1 billion.
Yeah.
And you can't spend $50,000, $100,000 on this night tonight. Stop it. Just stop it. We got another. We're going to have a big Wheel of Doom this week, Vince. A big Wheel of Doom.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
VINS 9212. Hey, gents, great work. I know you're baseball guys. How do you guys like the World Series? Loved it. Was that the best series of all time? This season reignited my passion for the game. Vince, I'll hand you that one.
Yeah, the end of Game 7 was absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, to lose the World Series by a centimeter of a fraction of a quarter, I mean, unbelievable. And that's why, listen, man, you got to give the Dodgers their due, because I'm telling you, Coach, when it comes down to those extra innings, I don't care who's on your payroll. Now it comes down to guts. Now it really comes down to guts. Who's going to make that first mistake? You got to give them credit where credit's due, man.
The Blue Jays had multiple opportunities to win that thing. The fact that they didn't win, the percentages at the time, is almost unbelievable. If I'm a Blue Jays player, even to this day, it's been a couple of weeks. Out here, the Dodgers are on the Tonight Show. They're at the Lakers games. They got recognized at halftime. It would drive me insane to watch them celebrate when you had them beat 2 different games.
Coach, can I tell you something?
Yes. This
is how a lot of times I get to my enemies. You know this. I've told you this before. The Vinoik. I cursed the Tennessee Titans for years and years and years because Jeff Jarrett did me wrong. And I said, Jeff, you brought this upon yourself. The Titans are never, ever, ever winning a Super Bowl until you apologize to me. And eventually he had to call me so I would drop the curse. Coach, they're getting ready to go into the World Series. So, of course, on Castrating the Marks, one of the stars of the show is Sean Sapp. Okay?
Yes.
So the World Series has not started yet. And Sean Sapp says, and I quote, "Oh, I'm a Toronto Blue Jays fan because Fightful offices are in Toronto." Oh, bro, what a sports fan you are, bro. What if Jimmy, whatever his name is, who owns Fightful, has an office in Toronto, so you're a Toronto's Blue Jay fan. Bro, as soon as Sapp said, "I am a Toronto's Blue Jay fan," I'm like, that's it, bro. You stupid moron. They're done. They're done. They will never, ever win this World Series. I knew it as soon as he said it.
I believe in stuff like that. Especially when it comes to.
I believe in call him a big time. I'm a big time Karma guy, Coach.
Big time.
Yes.
We got 2 more things to do, and the super stickers that keep coming in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because it's crazy. So we got about less than 10 minutes because Vince has got to get out of here for something very, very important. All of a sudden, my allergies.
Coach, do you know I got to leave the room when they give Princess Penelope a shot? I got to leave the room. I can't watch it. I got to leave the room.
It bothers you that much?
Oh God, I can't handle it.
We are so soft, but I'm the exact. I got. I was just like, Buddy's sitting right down here.
Oh yeah, I seen the little guy. He's been on the show.
No, but he's not in here right now. I don't know where he went. Maybe he needs a. He has verbal cues. When I say certain things, he knows the show's about over. He gets up and goes stand by the door. So I think, awesome. Yeah, I think he is. So I have this big bet with a guy named Big Cheesy. He's been like my rival for over a year. He's a 49ers fan. And I've won several bets against him. He's had to buy Chiefs jerseys and things of that nature. I've never had to do anything, Vince, but yet he keeps coming at me. He keeps having right. So now he apparently wants to be on the Wheel of Doom because we have a super sticker. He says,
Very
"Coach,
nice.
might be time to get back in the gym. I need your pick for tonight to fade. Great show, even though I have no clue what's going on." Go Niners. But Big Cheesy, you're my guy. Much respect. I'm all over the Eagles tonight. They're going to win by a touchdown, at least. Eagles, easy money.
Oh, nice.
Easy money. Everybody out there, easy money.
Oh, I like that.
Eagles, book it. Plus, we got the Monday Night Grind starting in less than an hour, and we're going to break down the whole game. So thank you, Big Cheesy. We have one more super sticker I think came through. That might be it for now. WWE needs to book Damian Priest against Alexander Rusev in a Lana.
It definitely would. There's no question about it. It would be a ratings draw.
The days of having females in those kind of roles, they're gone. They're either wrestlers or that's it. And there's no more sex sells. There's no more any of that, Vince. We can't be. I know people are scared to death to write stuff or put stuff on like that, but it's still part of TV shows.
Well, Coach, I hate to break the news to you, but we have a character on JCW who goes by the name of Ring Rat, Coach. She looks, and Coach, with all due respect, she looks every
piece of the
yes.
I'll never forget, Vince, when you used to do the reviews on Wrestling Inc. years ago. Was Ross Sapp full of himself back then too?
Oh yeah.
And how was Raj Geary like to work with? Raj seems like a really good
Raj
dude.
Is a great dude. He lives here in Connecticut. I've gone out with him a couple of times. Raj is a great dude. I love Raj.
A lot of people out there that you guys that are watching right now, you love to go to these websites for guys, and you think what they write is, what's the word? Fact. Understand in the wrestling world, as opposed to say the Washington Post, New York, those that actually have to double check their facts. I could throw 10 things against the wall, and Vince, if one of them's correct, this is what they do. They latch onto it, but they don't get called out on the other 9 because there's nobody. They're not going to get fired because they're not working at the New York Post.
Exactly.
But that's what wrestling dirt sheets do. Writers do. That's why I've always said I've never seen one backstage ever. They go. The other day, that Alvarez guy, whatever, he goes, I talked to so many people that, no, you didn't. Yeah. They're not calling you from backstage at AEW or W. Vince, I've never seen one. Yeah. Never one. Never met one.
And that's why,
Ever.
Coach, what do we always say? If we don't know something, we're not going to say it. If we don't know, we don't know. We're going to tell you we don't know.
I never thought that I would see an X handle actually started just to call out the bullshit of some of these wrestling dirt sheet writers.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
you got to be all kinds of wasting of time to do that.
At least Triple H smartened up and they stopped those post conferences. At least they were smart enough to stop those.
Well, they were giving passes to every Tom, Dick, and Harry who had a podcast in their basement, and then you had a little Johnny Joe schmo going, "Oh my God, I'm going to be in the room with Trips tonight. I'm going to the room with Coach." Aren't you writing something? Are you writing for a website? No. They had to stop it, Vince.
Yeah.
They had to stop it. A couple of things we're going to talk about on Thursday, and I want to announce this before we get out of here. You've seen them on some other platforms, but not like this one. Coming up Wednesday, we're going to do it live. We're going to check it out live. Ridge Holland, Vince. And he is the man that's been in the news lately who got released by the WWE after he found out he was going to be out a minimum of a year and could not work. There's also some other big nuggets we're going to talk to him about, but I'm excited. This is what we want our brand to turn into. Not interviews every single week, but when there's something important, Vince, I want to do it on the show. You want to do it on the show. And I'm anxious to talk to him Wednesday live at 7:00.
Yeah, and it's good, guys, because there's a side of wrestling that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and what we like to do here is to talk about all sides. I mean, there is a dark underbelly to professional wrestling, and a lot of wrestlers are victim to that. Who opened up the show Monday, Coach? Who opened up Raw Monday? Or was it SmackDown? SmackDown. Who opened up SmackDown? Alistair Black and
yeah.
You don't think that's not coincidental after we had Scarlett and Cross on our show the day before? And what did we say? We said that was the Cross Scarlett spot. We said it. Who opens up the show the next day?
Alistair Black and Zelina Vega.
There you go.
It's not coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. They've already shown, and it's okay. They should watch our show. We're two of the best. They should take our ideas.
They should.
That's okay.
Right.
That's okay. We're not angry. We don't own the ideas.
Yeah.
We don't own the ideas. They should.
I do own Ring Rat though. I don't want them using Ring Rat. I just like Ring Rat to be exclusive on JCW, Coach.
I am quite certain nobody will fight you on that. One other topic we're going to talk about Thursday live at 11 a.m. on Stadium is TKO President Mark Shapiro. Apparently, all he has to do is just interviews, because Vince, he had a lot to say in another one. Two things. He ripped into ESPN for all of their betting content and said it's abysmal programming and they need to stop. Didn't TKO just do a $1.6 billion deal with ESPN? Oh, yes, they did. And he shredded them. Then he basically said we all have to move past the WWE PLEs that were created by Vince. It's time to move the torch and move past everything that he built from a PLE perspective.
Yeah. And then he patted, this popped me huge, where he makes that statement and then patted himself on the back with, yeah, well, Trips came up with WrestlePalooza.
Oh. Yeah. That's going to be, he said, that's going to be one of our big new marketing ploys.
Yes.
Yeah. That WrestlePalooza merch is flying off the shelves. All right. That's going to do it for today. I just got a text from your vet, and he says that your appointment is on time. So, Vince, Wednesday night live interview show, Thursday at 11 a.m. Are there any other things we've got to move because of your dog?
No, just this one last shot. I'm going to leave my arm there when I pay for it, and then we're good.
There's nothing better, ladies and gentlemen, than a big vet bill and the cheapest man walking God's green earth.
Thank you very much.
Coming together.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your super stickers. Do not forget Thursday, the Wheel of Doom at the end of the show. You have to be watching live, by the way, because somebody won. They said, Coach, I heard I won. I said, hey, you know the rules. Can't break them for anybody. Then we got to be following people around. We keep it right here every single time. For those of you that like sports and sports betting and football, coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern time on our Coaching Company YouTube page, it is a Monday night grind. Will you be the next one to get into the Legends Lounge? We'll find out coming up at the top of the hour. That'll do it for now. For my man, Vinny Root from Russo.com, Russo'sBrand.com, and producer man behind the scenes, and Double D doing some work. I am simply the coach. We'll see you next time right here on the Coach and Bro Show.